Today is Tuesday, February 2nd, 1993.
Hi, I'm going to read The Yellow House Mystery by Gertrude Chandler Warner. Chapter 1. The Cave. 4 lively children lived with their grandfather Allen in a big house. The children's father and mother had died years before. Their cousin Joe lived in the big house too. He was grown up and his cousins thought he was great fun. First there was Henry Allen, who was 16 and in high school. Jessie Allen came next. She was in high school too. Violet was a pretty dark-haired little girl of 12 and Benny was 7. Benny was on his way home from school one day in spring. The minute he went into the house, he heard the telephone ringing. Then he heard Ms. McGregor, the housekeeper, answering it. "It's for you, Benny," she said. She was excited. "It's your cousin Joe." Benny went to the telephone. "Hello, Joe," he said. "We're going to blast, Benny," Joe called over the telephone. "The men are almost ready to blast the top off the cave. They say that you children can come over to the island if you stay right with me. You get the others and come along over." "Okay, Joe," cried Benny. "We'll come just as quickly as we can." He hurried to the hall to tell his brother Henry. For this cave was the one the children had found themselves the summer before. They had crawled in to see how far they could go. Without trying, they found some Indian tools in the sand, which Joe had said were very wonderful. Now, their grandfather had sent some men to the island to take the top off the cave so that it could be easier to dig the things out. "What was that, Joe? What did he want?" asked Henry. He came out into the hall. "He said the men are going to blast the cave open," shouted Benny. "Last summer he told us we couldn't come that day, and now he says we can." Benny ran upstairs 2 steps at a time, calling, "Jess, Jess, bye, bye." "Well, what's the matter now, Benny?" asked Jessie, looking up from her schoolwork. "The men are going to blast the cave on Surprise Island, and we have to hurry and get over." Who said so?" asked Jessie. "Joe," answered Benny. "He just telephoned me." "But we can't go without Grandfather," said Violet softly. "Grandfather is just driving into the yard." Henry called loudly up the stairs. "Hurry and come down before he puts the car away." Mr. Allen could not understand a word at first because everyone talked at once. But his driver seemed to be turning the car around anyway. Mr. Allen was smiling to himself about something. "Did Joe call you too, Grandfather?" cried Henry. Mr. Allen laughed. "Well, we'll go down to the dock and over to the island in the motorboat." "I hope Captain Danielle will have the boat on this side," said Henry. "Joe seems to be in a hurry, and the men won't wait for us very long." "Oh, I hope they won't blast until we get there," cried Benny. "I don't think they will," said Mr. Allen, smiling. "If Joe sent for you, he will wait until you have time to get there." "Of course he will, Grandfather," said Jessie. "There is Captain Danielle on the dock already." It was true. Captain Danielle smiled when he saw the 4 children coming with their grandfather. He liked them all. "I'm waiting," he said, and Joe is waiting on the island. Joe said they won't blast until you are there. Good. I'm glad, said Benny, getting into the boat and sitting down. They were soon on their way across the water to the islands where they had spent such a happy summer the year before. They were all thinking of that exciting day when they found the cave.
Bobby, if there was a picture of these characters that you've read about so far, what do you think it would look like?
I think that Henry would be tall, and he would have brown hair and no glasses. Lord Gilman.
Would you want to be there to see the cave? To see the cave? The top of the cave get that?
Yes, very much. Jesse?
If you were going to going in a cave, what was in there?
Hades'
Probably like some old letters or something.